In this video, I want to talk about body weight training. Now, as the name would suggest, this involves training using only the weight of your own body. So you're not going to be lifting really heavy weights. You're not going to be lifting anything that weighs more than you do because all you're going to be lifting is yourself. And there are advantages and disadvantages to body weight training. Now let's just go through some of them. Let's talk about the advantages first. And probably the biggest advantage is that body weight training doesn't require any equipment or tools. There are some items that can help you get more from your training, and a pull-up bar in particular is highly advisable. But it's not a requirement though, and they're not very expensive if you do decide to get one. And you don't really need to have a pull-up bar. You can just simply grab onto a door frame or a tree branch or something like that. This is possible to do this without any equipment at all. And body weight training helps you to build a powerful strength to weight ratio, because after all, you're only lifting your own weight. And you can become very strong without gaining a lot of extra weight. And it's very active. And when you do this kind of training, your heart rate goes up, you burn more fat, and you improve your overall energy levels. You can train anywhere because you don't need to go to the gym to do this. You can train at home, you can train outdoors, you can train whenever you have a spare moment. And it's good for all ages. And you train all your muscles together rather than in isolation. Now let's look at the disadvantages. And one of the disadvantages is you train all your muscles together rather than in isolation. So if you're training for the mirror, let's say you're a guy who wants to get a six-pack, then this isn't going to be much help to you. It also involves doing a lot of reps being short for repetitions. And as the name suggests, this can be repetitive and boring, so it can get a bit tedious. On the whole, though, body weight training can be very beneficial, especially if you're new to physical fitness and you're currently out of shape. You never lift anything heavier than your own body, and the exercises are probably familiar to you from school. So we're talking exercises like push-ups, otherwise known as press-ups, sit-ups, star jumps, which they used to call jumping jacks when I was at school, jack in the box, and pull-ups or chin-ups. And ideally, any exercise routine that you do for body weight training should include as many of these as possible. And you should try and see how many reps you can do in 30 seconds. And you can rest between each exercise. And as time goes by, you'll find that you're able to do more and more in each 30-second interval. But don't overdo it in the beginning. When you find yourself getting tired, then it's time to stop. And of course, because you don't need to go to the gym, because you don't need to have any special equipment that you've got to get out, you can stop and start and stop and start again to fit into the time that you have available.